Good late afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Southeastern High School for the fourth and final pool day of the 2023 Lady Sons Classic. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Evan Wagner will be on the camera again tonight and today. We have Payson on your right and Western on your left to start things off. Western is 0-2 in the tournament. As we are still trying to get the lineup in, I was waiting to see what color jerseys and which numbers whoever was wearing today for Western. We got it figured out, so we're just finishing up things there. Some of the mainstays for Western, of course, not going to change. Colgrove, number 20. Harris, number 22. McCoy, number 16. Skirvin, McQuay, Oetker. Those numbers and names will be probably in the forefront again. Riley Harris, as I mentioned, one of those. And it will be Colgrove coming back to serve first today. Thanks for joining us. Make sure, if you'd be so kind, make sure to share and like the link. We actually dropped the ball today. I just realized before we started that I didn't get a chance to share the links and tag the school. So if you'd be so kind and coming across, getting the kill initially is Maddie O'Dear for Payson, and Payson will get the first points of the contest on the side out. Going back to serve will be Whipple, I believe. No, it's not Whipple, it's Bingaman. Bingaman serves it into the net, and we are back to the Wildcats having to serve. Coming back to serve is the aforementioned Brindley McQuay, wearing the 10 tonight. She wore the 1 our first broadcast, and she sails that one out the back for another side out. So Deere did have a kill on the first serve, but the next 2 serves have been out. Going back to serve now is number 15. That is Jasmine Chatton. McMullen is there. Colgrove comes to get it. Oetker on the hit, and she'll get the kill off the back wall. And it's going to be number 6, Emma Oetker, with the first kill of the match for the for the Wildcats, excuse me, and it's 2-2. Now coming back to serve is going to be Riley Harris. On the attack there was number 30, Maddie O'Dear again. She'll get her second kill. And another side out for the Indians, and O'Dear will go back to serve this time. Pretty quiet in here. Oetker takes it. Colgrove bumps it. Emma Dixon going to hit it deep and out for the first offensive point of the contest. And it comes from O'Dear. She's got 2 kills and a service point now for the Indians on the far side from me on your right side. There's Dixon. Colgrove's going to tip it across. Now Stanford tips it across and gets the kill. Maggie Stanford gets her first kill, and O'Dear gets another point. That was number 5, Laura Jo White. Lauren Jo White there. Now she'll get it back again. Colgrove backs at Oetker. Oetker gets the kill as O'Dear took a whiff at it, couldn't get it, and it's a side out. I forgot to put the points up there, folks. I'm sorry. It's 5-3 after the side out. Coming in to serve is going to be number 7, Candace Skirvin. Stanford, Bingaman, Stanford blocked and out off the hands of Colgrove, but Stanford's going to get the kill as it abused the block a little bit there, gets the kill, and she'll go back to serve now, giving the Indians the side out. Maggie Stanford. Right side and deep and out. And several service errors already in this one. Brindley McQuay said, I'll get it out in a minute, checking back in for Lauren Jo White. Oetker back to serve. An over pass on the set, and McCoy is there for the kill. Chevy McCoy gets the kill for the Wildcats, and the first service point of the match for the Wildcats goes to Emma Oetker, and it's 6-5. Stanford goes to get it. Bingaman sets it right side Whipple, and Whipple hits it deep and out. We are tied at 6 now, as Oetker gets her second service point. Oetker's next serve goes right at Stanford again. Bingaman sets middle this time. On the attack was number 4, Aaliyah Williams, and another hit deep and out, another hitting error, and Oetker gets her third straight point, and the Wildcats take a 7-6 lead. Off the arms of Fessler. It's going to be a free ball coming across. McMullen comes to get it. Skirvin sets middle to McCoy, and it did not get over the net, so it will be a hitting error and a side out, 7-7. Now is going back to serve as Jessica Whipple. She wears number 13 for Payson. 7-7's the score. Match number 1 of 4 today here at the Suns Classic. McCoy's going to have to bump one across. McCoy will go to the right side. McCoy there for the block. The attack from Chatton. I do believe it was Chatton, and she'll get the kill. Jasmine Chatton gets her first kill. And Whipple gets the service point. And it's 8-7. McMullen on the serve receives. Skirvin, left side. McQuay tries to get to it. Can't get there and get it over the net. Setting the air that time, and Jessica Whipple gets her second service point. 9-7, Payson. They led by 3 a few moments ago, or by 2 a few moments ago. And Oetker and the Wildcats came back to take a lead. Colgrove goes to get it. Fessler's there. Colgrove dove after it. It was tipped across. Chatton tipped it. I don't know that it's really a kill or not, but we'll give her one. 3 straight for Whipple. Chatton gets her second kill. Hard low serve. McMullen's there. Skirvin. Free ball coming from McCoy. Whipple. Bingaman back sets to Williams. Williams pushes it across. Now knocked across by Colgrove. Whipple now third hit. It's going to be Chatton. McMullen comes to get it. Skirvin sets left side to Colgrove. She tips it down, and she'll get the kill. A diving lady Indian Stanford over there couldn't bring it up in a way to get it to fall or get it useful. Colgrove gets the kill, and it's a side out. 10-8 the score now. McMullen, the libero, coming back to serve. Williams hits it cross court and out of bounds. Point for McMullen and the Wildcats. They closed to within 1. McMullen serve. Off Fessler and out of bounds. An ace for Rachel McMullen. And just like that, we're tied back at 10 again. Rachel McMullen, 2 straight service points. Stanford wanted it. They yelled out at the very last second, and she pulled her hands away. And she got out of the way just in time. It's a service error, and going back to serve will be the libero, number 20, Josie Fessler. Oetker, Colgrove, back sets it across. Chatton's there. Bump set. Going to go back to Chatton, and she'll hit it deep and out. Side out, ties it at 11. Colgrove coming back to serve. Skirvin goes out. Emma Dixon comes in. With the 2 teams tied at 11. Carly Colgrove, the serve. Fessler goes down to get it. Bingaman sets to O'Dear, and O'Dear got a hand under it, did McMullen, but they couldn't do anything with it. And another side out, this time back to the Indians with Bingaman, the setter, going back to serve. They'll have 3 hitters in the front row again. Will Payson for the next 3 rotations, including this serve. Here's the serve, and it's going to drop short. They couldn't get it across. Dixon went down and got it, but nobody could do anything with it. It's a point for Bingaman. Her first on her second serve, and it's 13-11. Dixon again struggling, and that time Harris couldn't get to it. An ace for Bingaman. We'll go right back at her again. This time Colgrove can get to it. Harris is going to tip it across. Chatton is there. Pushed across by Bingaman. McMullen. Colgrove sends it across. Whipple's there. Back set to Stanford. Stanford blocked by Harris. And the side out, 14-12. Riley Harris gets the first block of the match. And it's going to be number 10, Brindley McQuay, coming back to serve with her team down by 2, 14-12. So you can hop in the live chat. Tell us where you're watching from, who you're cheering for as Bingaman sets middle to O'Dear. It's off McMullen. Now Colgrove's going to have to send it across with a free ball. Fessler's there. Bingaman sets near side Chatton. Chatton kind of caught it and threw it. They didn't call an illegal hit, but she hit it, threw it into the net anyway, hitting air. And McQuay is going to get her first service point. 14-13 to score. Wildcats serving and down by 1. And off the arms of Fessler, who had Whipple kind of standing in front of her, and we're knotted at 14, and McQuay gets her second point, first ace of the day. As I was saying, share this link if you would, like it. Let people know where you're watching Wildcats and Indians volleyball, and McQuay served it right at Whipple that time. Whipple couldn't control it, and McQuay is going to get her second straight ace. And she gives the Wildcats the lead, 15-14. That's 3 straight for Brindley McQuay. Fessler a better receive this time. Hatton's going to be on the attack, and she's going to hit it deep and out. Timeout on the floor, charged to Payson. We'll take one as well, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, coverage of the Lady Sons Classic right after this.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back to Augusta, Illinois Southeastern High School, as it's night number 4 of the 2023 Lady Sons Classic. Been watching most of it right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. The ball rolled all the way up to the net. McQuay kind of tossed it out there, and it rolled and rolled and rolled very slowly during the timeout. Where McQuay back to serve again. Jump serve is deep and floats out for a side out. Makes it a 1-point game. Western with a 16-15 lead. Going back to serve is going to be number 15, Jasmine Chatton. She has 2 kills, no service points as of yet. See if she can get one here for the Indians. Tosses up and into the net. Second time she's served it into the net. Both of her services have been into the net. Coming back to serve now is going to be Riley Harris for the Wildcats, with her squad up by 2, trying to build on that. 17-15 is the lead. Fessler's there. Bingaman to the net. Middle it goes Stanford. Dug by Colgrove. Bump set by Dixon. Pushed across by Colgrove. Fessler. Bump set's going to come to Whipple, and Whipple can't do anything with it. And it's going to be a point for the Wildcats and Riley Harris. It's her first service point. Deep and so they're going to replay that apparently. Right side Whipple. Bingaman, middle Stanford, and she's going to use the block and drive it down. Stanford is going to get her third kill and a side out for her squad. It's 18-16. Maddie O'Dear going back to serve now for the Indians. She has 2 service points and 2 kills. McMullen comes to get it. Callgrove over to McCoy, and McCoy is going to get the kill. Chevy McCoy gets her first kill. That was her second kill. I forgot to mark a kill down for McCoy earlier. Side out, 19-16. And Skirvin into the game to serve for the Wildcats. Williams on the attack. McMullen is there. Skirvin now sets over far side McCallgrove, and Callgrove off the block of Williams, and down it goes. A kill for Carly Callgrove, her second. Skirvin gets her first service point, and it's the largest lead of the game for either team at 4 for the Wildcats, 20-16 here in set number 1. Bingaman, Williams goes up high for it, brings it down for a kill, and it's a side out, 20-17. Williams gets her first kill. Stanford back to serve now for the Indians with her team down by 3 in the race to 25 here. Rally scoring, of course. Lauren Jo White with the serve receive. Callgrove with the attack. Dug by Fessler. Comes to Bingaman. Bingaman pushes it across. Skirvin is there. Back to Callgrove it goes. Left-handed push across. Stanford's there. Bingaman middle to Williams. Williams drives it down and home. In front of a diving McMullen. Stanford gets the point. Williams gets her second straight kill. And Maggie Stanford her first service point. And it's 20-18. The Indians back within 2. Stanford back to serve one more time. Right-handed dribble, left-handed toss, jump serve. Callgrove off the backboard and out of play. An ace for Stanford. First ace for Stanford, second ace of the game for the Indians, and it's a 1-point game, 20-19, a chance to tie it up here for Maggie Stanford. The Indians looking to tie things up right at, and that's in. An ace for Stanford, and we're tied at 20, their second straight ace. And she serves it into the net. Can't give her team a lead as it's a side out and a point for the Wildcats. Oetker coming back to serve. Emma Oetker served 3 straight in her first service. She's got 1 kill as well. She can do 4 straight. She'll get a win for her team here. Tipped across by Bingaman. Bumped across by McQuay. Chatton came to get it. Whipple can't do anything with it on a setting error, and it's going to be a point for Emma Oetker, her 4th, and her team leads by 2, 22-20, here in set number 1. Oetker serve. Fessler's there. It'll be Williams on the attack, and she hits it out. Couldn't get on top of that one. Hit it deep and out of bounds. 23-20, a 3-point lead. 5 points now for Oetker. Unity walking into the house right now. Stanford goes to get it. Bingaman to Whipple. Whipple hits it out. 2 straight hitting errors, make it 3 straight hitting errors. And the Wildcats are 1 point away from their first set win of the tournament. Oetker, Fessler, overpass. 1 at the net by Whipple. Williams, Bingaman, Whipple on the attack. Callgrove's there. Skirvin back sets McQuay. McQuay. Fessler, what a dig. And it's going to go over the ceiling and up to the ceiling and over the net, I should say. And it will be a 25-20 first set win for Western. 25-20 the win. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with set number 2 in just a couple minutes on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, live from the 2023 Lady Sons Classic.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adams Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts, repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on the field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back to Augusta, Illinois, Southeastern High School, as we have a 25-20 set one win for the Wildcats. We'll give them the win, and we'll go right away with Bingaman serving for the Indians, and she gets an ace to start things off. Hannah Bingaman gets her second ace of the match, first of the set. Let's serve, dug by Dixon, Colgrove. Back to McQuay. McQuay hits it into the net, hitting air. 2 points for the Indians and for Bingaman to open set number 2. They are down 1-0 after a 25-20 loss. And set number 1 to the Wildcats of Western. Dixon there again. Colgrove, Dixon into the net, another hitting air. 5 points for Hannah Bingaman from the service line now. Bingaman Oitker this time. Harris, Dixon. Bingaman goes up to get it, trying to make something happen, and it's going to fall after a little bit of a communication problem, depending on who was going to get the second touch. Brinley McQuay back to serve now. She's got 4 service points, including 2 aces here in this one. Dixon hits it back over on the overpass and gets the kill as Fessler went to get it. Nobody else responded in turn as Bingaman couldn't get there. McQuay will have her 5th service point. Sub coming in now. Whipple goes out. Coming in for the Indians going to be number 17, Ava Steffen. And a service error. Into the net it goes. Chatton back to serve with her team up 4-2. White goes down to get it, and she overpasses it to O'Dear, and O'Dear gets the kill. Her first, or make it her third, excuse me, first since early in set 1. Chatton gets her first service point. Oitker into the net, gonna try and get it over, she can't. Another point for Chatton. And the Indians open up a 6-2 lead. This is the biggest lead they've had of the match. McMullen, Colgrove, back set Harris. Harris mishits it in a hitting error. Chatton gets another one. 7-2. Her third straight. Low, Lauren Jo White, and it comes right back at her. She hit it a second time even after the ceiling hits it. That's not legal. Chatton gets an ace that time. Her first timeout on the floor charged to the Wildcats of Western, as they have fallen on hard times here in set number 2. They controlled set number 1, having no such luck here in set number 2, however. They trail 8-2 early in the set. This game being brought to you by Ronaby Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ronaby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.lbsellscars.com to check out their inventory. And Adams Experts, looking for top-notch local computer sales and repair services? Look no further. Call Adams Experts in Quincy at 217-214-3423 for fast, friendly, and affordable service. We make technology works. That's Adams Experts, your go-to when your computer goes down. Chatton serves again. McMullen's there. That was Oitker on the attack. It's Doug. Stanford on the attack now, and she'll get the kill. Maggie Stanford gets her 4th kill. 5th straight for Jasmine Chatton. And the Indians have come to life a little bit here. Low serve. Lauren Jo White goes to get it. Callgrove comes. Back row attack from McMullen. Blocked by O'Dear at the line. Or at the net, I should say. Back set to Stanford, and she hits it into the net. A hitting error gets the side out. It's 9-3, and Riley Harris coming back to serve for the Wildcats. So Wildcats need to roll some points off here, get back in this one. They lead 1-0, and she hits that off the fingertips, and it goes out of bounds. A side out on the service error. 10-3 the score. Going back to serve is going to be number 30, Maddie O'Dear for the Indians, and she, in turn, serves it into the net. That service there, 10-4. And coming back to serve is Skirvin. Dixon goes out. Skirvin comes in to serve. Candace Skirvin, 1 service point tonight. Let's serve is dug by Chatton. Williams on the attack. And that was in for Williams. It was very close. I don't know if that was going to be, I don't know if that was in or not, but this angle is not good. It was awful close to let go, I can tell you that much. Williams gets the kill. Back to serve is Stanford now. Oitker. No, that was White, excuse me. There's McCoy on the attack. Going to come across from Bingaman. McCoy now on the attack again. Fessler's there. Bingaman tracks it down. Williams is going to send it across. White is there. Back set Oitker. Oitker is going to hit it deep left corner. Stanford's there. Bingaman. Near side it comes to Whipple. Whipple on the attack. It's dug, but nothing could be done with it by White. And Jessica Whipple is going to get the kill. Her first. And Stanford will get the service point. Her 4th. It's 12-4 Indians here in set number 2. And Stanford is going to get an ace off of Lauren Jo White. 5th point, 3rd ace for Stanford. 13-4. Oitker. McCoy. Dug by Chatton. Hit by Whipple. And Whipple's going to get another kill. Her 2nd. 6th service point for Maggie Stafford. Stanford is a player I remember from last year that was expected to be pretty decent, and she's lived up to the billing here so far in this tournament. Has played very well for Payson. Stanford's next serve goes right to Callgrove. Skirvin bump set to Callgrove. She hits it deep and out. 15-4. This has got 3 written all over it now. It's 15-4. Lauren Jo White comes out. McQuay comes back in. McMullen, Callgrove, and McQuay now in serve-receive formation for the Wildcats, and McQuay comes in, and Stanford went right after her and gets her 4th ace. 16-4 now. And if we're going to go at McMullen this time, an overpass. Jessica Whipple gets the kill. Whipple gets her 3rd kill during this series. 9th service point for Maggie Stanford, and it's 17-4. And Stanford hits it into the net. Ends with a serving error, but not until she put several more on the board. And it's 17-5, and Oetker comes back to serve now. Emma Oetker serving. Bingaman to Whipple, who can't get to it and hits it into the net. Oetker, who has served well, gets her 7th service point. Got her 8th service point. Whipple again pushes across. Oetker's there. Skirvin sends it deep. Fessler's there. Chatton, back row attack coming from Stanford, and she airmailed it to the coach for Western. It's 17-7. Oetker gets another point. Stanford might have been able to let that one go, but it was too close, she thought. Back row attack from Chatton hits it out of bounds. 17-8. 10 points now for Oetker. Short. Stanford's there. Tipped across and backwards by Bingaman. She'll get the kill and a side out for the Indians. Bingaman gets her 1st kill. And Whipple going back to serve now. Score is 18-8. McMullen, trouble, and it's going to be a ace for Whipple. Whipple gets her 4th service point, 1st ace. Skirvin bump set. McQuay is going to bump it across. Stanford's there. Bingaman near side Chatton. Chatton comes cross court with the kill. 20-8. It's the 3rd kill for Chatton. 5th service point for Whipple. Deep McQuay. Skirvin sets middle. Callgrove on the tip, and she'll get it to fall. Callgrove gets the kill. It's a side out for the Wildcats. That's the 3rd kill for Carly Callgrove. And coming back to serve is going to be Rachel McMullen. She's got 2 service points, including an ace. Her team trails by 11. To the net. Harris sends it back over. Bingaman to Chatton. I'll get it out in a minute. McQuay. Whipple dug it. And Bingaman is going to tip another one across the net for a side out kill. Hannah Bingaman taking advantage of being in the front row. Has gotten a couple kills. Fessler, the libero, back to serve now. 21-9 is the score. And into the net, an ace for Fessler. Josie Fessler gets her 1st service point and her 1st ace in turn. And we're looking at a set 3 here, folks, as the Indians are dominating. Set number 2. Deep. Skirvin is there. Callgrove comes to get it. Harris now on the attack. She'll get it to fall. Riley Harris gets the kill. That's her 1st kill. And coming back to serve is going to be number 20, Carly Callgrove for the Wildcats. 22-10 is the score. Callgrove serve, the jump, left side. Fessler's there. Bingaman goes to get it. Stanford on the attack, and she'll get the kill from the back row. Maggie Stanford makes it 23-10 after the back row attack and kill. Gives her 5 kills. And now Bingaman back to serve. Oiker, McMullen. Colgrove's going to push it across. No, it's Dixon, excuse me, Emma Dixon. Now Colgrove on the set, out to Emma Dixon. She tips it. Coming to get it was Chatton. And problems on the pass for Ava Steffen. Goes out of bounds, side out, 23-11. McQuay coming back to serve. Bernley McQuay has 5 service points, including a couple aces. She needs to roll some off here to get her team back in it if they're going to happen. And she gets one right there, an ace for Brinley McQuay, her 6-point third ace. If you don't win this one, you want to get some momentum going back your direction here. We'll see if McQuay can do that. And she cannot. Into the net it goes. It's 24-12 on the service error. And going back to serve is Jasmine Chatton. She served 5 straight with an ace earlier in this set to open things up and give them a nice advantage. They're up by 12 right now. Make it 13 if they get the win here. Lauren Jo White can't handle the serve, and they do get the ace in the win. Jasmine Chatton gets her 6th service point of the set, 2nd ace of the set, and the Wildcats and Indians are going 3 after a 25-12 set 2 win by Payson. We'll take a break, and we'll come back here to Augusta, Illinois, and Southeastern High School in just a couple minutes.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
I would have to say that is the most rewarding part of what I do, making a difference in people's lives, taking care of the women from puberty on through postmenopausal stages and seeing them go through the phases and stages of life.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back as we get ready to go. Bingaman served up the first 3 points of set number 2 and led to a big win for the Indians in set 2, 25-12 after dropping the first set 20-25. This is a race to 15 in set number 3 in tournament play, and we're underway. McMullen again struggles, but there's an overpass. Chatton went to get it. Now Chatton's going to drive it against McMullen. Better pass this time. Colgrove to Harris. Harris is going to get dug by Fessler. Back set Stanford. Stanford's going to hit it across. Colgrove's there. McQuay going to set it outside. Dixon on the attack. Dug by Bingaman. Now it's going to be Chatton on the attack, and it was not touched. It's out, a side out to start things off. This time for the Wildcats, as I forgot to change it up. 1-1 is the scoreboard, and 1-0 as the points. McQuay's serve, left side is in. It just dropped in on the line. McQuay has 7 service points, including 4 aces now, and her team leads 2-1, or 2-0, excuse me, here in set number 3. Deep, and it floats out on McQuay. 2-1's the score. The tale of two halves, so to speak, in the first two games. Chatton going back to serve. It was all Western, really. In set one, it really wasn't as close as 25-20. Set two was all Payson. Now we're going to see what this one does as the ball goes across. Fessler's there. Going to come middle. O'Dear blocked by Harris. Stanford saves it. It's going to be Fessler sending it across. McMullen from one libero to the other. Back set to Oiker. Oiker on the attack. Fessler's there again. Bingaman back set Stanford. Stanford from the right side off of Colgrove, and it's going to fall. Side out. Actually, it's Chatton with the point, excuse me. She gets her seventh. It's 2-2. Chatton's next serve. Short. McQuay comes to get it. Colgrove, left side, Oiker. Oiker has to come all the way back across to the right after nearly falling down. As a free ball came across, an overpass, hit back, blocked by Harris. Going to come back across. Harris hits it again. Bingaman's there. Fessler bump set. Going to go Chatton on the back row attack. Overpass, and it's going to be Whipple knocking it down. Jessica Whipple gets her fourth kill. Chatton gets her eighth service point, second one of this set, but she had none in the first set, so she's come to life here in this last little bit. Deep serve, and McMullen tried to lay off of it. She got a little help late saying out. By the time they yelled out, she couldn't stay away from it, unfortunately. It would have been close. I don't know if it would have been out or not, but 9 points, 3 aces now for Chatton, and it's 4-2 Indians. McMullen this time. Nice pass to Colgrove. Harris on the attack. Dug by Whipple. Back to Whipple from Bingaman. Whipple gets the kill as a diving McMullen couldn't get an arm on it. And it's 5-2. Chatton gets her 10th point, 5th kill for Whipple. And a timeout charge to the Wildcats. This game being brought to you by Western Illinois University. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there is limitless potential with campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out. And McDonough District Hospital athletic trainers and MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb provide expert help to area student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. And Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bars. Macomb is Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124, all while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. And Oiker on the attack, trying to get the serve back for the Wildcats. The kill doesn't work, but the serve does come back, and we are sided out, and it's 5-3. And coming back to serve is Rachel McMullen. Trying to get her third service point. Fessler's there. Quick set to Stanford, and it wasn't quick enough. Got a little high by Bingaman, and it comes down as a set error and a point for Rachel McMullen, her third. Trouble comes, nope, doesn't get across. Stanford tried to just help it across. It hit the net and fell back the wrong direction. Well, wrong direction if you're an Indians fan anyway. And McMullen gets her second straight point, and we're tied at 5 here in set number 3. It's 1-1, 5-5 as we look at sets and points. Oiker dug by Bingaman. Fessler goes to get it. It's going to be a back row attack from Chatton. McMullen's there. Here comes Colgrove. Left side is going to go to Dixon. Dixon on the attack. It's blocked over there by Stanford. Stanford's going to get the block. And a side out gives the lead back to the Indians. 6-5. Back to serve will be Maddie O'Dear. Colgrove. Dixon again. No, that's McCoy, excuse me. And McCoy hits it into the net. It's a point for the Indians. Maddie O'Dear gets the service point, and she'll go back to serve again with her team up by 2, 7-5. Short serve. Dixon goes down to get it. Now Dixon from the back row, even though she should be a front row player, she was about 5 feet behind the 10-foot line. There's McQuay on the hit from Whipple. Now Dixon from outside the court has to send it across with a push. Back set to Stanford. Stanford. They're going to call a replay, and that was out by a substantial amount, really, but they didn't see it. And it's going to be a replay for O'Dear and the Indians, 7-5. And O'Dear makes the Wildcats pay for it. She gets her first ace, 4th service point. And it's 8-5 now. Race to 15 here in set number 3 of tournament play. McQuay, Callgrove bump set. Dixon's going to send the free ball across. Chatton's there. Bingaman to Whipple. Whipple off the block of McCoy. Callgrove outside to Dixon. Dixon's going to tip it across. It's dug, but I don't know that anybody, well, they got to it the first time, but passing error there results in a side out. And McCoy, a little tip. We'll give her a kill. Probably a little generous, but we'll give it to her anyway. And coming in to serve is going to be Candace Skirvin for the Wildcats. Fessler, now Stanford on the attack. Down the net, it never got over. And it's going to be a point for the Wildcats, 8-7 now. Skirvin gets her second service point. Fessler goes down to get it. Bingaman, bump set, Stanford hits it deep and out. And we're tied at 8. Another hitting error. Skirvin to serve. One more time. Fessler a little trouble with it. Chatton goes to get it. Whipple sends the free ball across. Skirvin now going to set middle to McCoy. McCoy hits it into the net as she slid right. The ball went left, and it's a side out. Lead back to the Indians, and going back to serve is Maggie Stafford. She's got 9 service points, including 4 aces, and she made a heck of a run in her last service. We'll see what she can do here. Maggie Stanford. Overpass, and it's going to be a kill for Hannah Bingaman. Her third, 10th service point for Stanford. And it's 10-8. Indians, again, this is only to 15 here in set number 3. That's the way all the tournament games are. McQuay with the serve receive. It's going to be an overpass on the second ball. Whipple on the attack. McQuay goes down to get it. They're going to get it up, and they're going to get it not over. Man, that was close. Bingaman went up, thought it was coming over. It did not. It's going to be a point for the Indians, and they'll be up 11-8. Maggie Stanford gets another service point. 4 points away from a win. 7 points away for the Wildcats. If they can get the serve back, it'll be 6. And they call a double hit on McMullen. Stanford back to serve again, and a timeout's going to be called by the Wildcats. They got their first set win in set number 1, 25-20 over the Indians. Then the Indians dominated set number 2, 25-12. And the third set has been opening up a few points for the Wildcats. Payson coming back. Payson opening up a few points. Wildcats coming back. Now Payson has opened up a 4-point lead, 12-8. Here in set number 3, again, that goes to 15. If you're watching, make sure you subscribe to our Hulett PubliPro LLC YouTube channel. You'll be able to watch volleyball all season long here. Brought to you by TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. You'll also be able to watch basketball, both girls and boys this winter. You'll be able to watch area football this fall. And throw some wrestling and maybe some swimming and some soccer in there as well from Macomb. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share this link as it's going to be good down the stretch. Maggie Stanford back to serve one more time. Callgrove goes down to get it. McCoy on the attack, goes off of Chatton, and Chevy McCoy, I believe. I missed it. Oitker on the serve. Give McCoy the kill. There's McCoy on the attack. Gonna dump it across is Bingaman. Skirvin got there and pushed it back across. Free ball coming from Williams. Skirvin outside to Callgrove. Callgrove dug by Chatton. Will be hit across by Stanford and out. And it's 12-10. Service point for Oitker. Oitker's got 11 service points of her own. Stanford, Bingaman, Williams blocked by McCoy. Chevy McCoy, a huge block, brings it to 12-11, and the Indians want a timeout. The Wildcats hanging in this time. Kind of let it get away from them in set number 2. They have not done that here in set number 3. They've battled back a couple times, trying to do it again. It's 12-11. This game being brought to you on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, by McDowell Telephone Cooperative. McDowell Telephone Cooperative offers lightning, fast, and reliable fiber internet, video, phone, and camera systems to the McDonough County area. Call 309-776-3211 to check for availability. And here we go. Back we come. Oitker again. We'll have a little conversation here. One official said a replay. One official pointed. We'll see what they do here. Scoreboard has it 12-12. Call illegal hit on Payson. It is 12-12. Oitker has her 13th service point. Whipple on the tip, and she'll get the kill. Side out makes it 13-12 Indians. Whipple with her 6th kill, and she'll go back to serve. Whipple has 5 service points. Indians need 2 to close out the victory. Here's Whipple's serve. McMullen is there. Skirvin back set to McCoy. McCoy mishits it a little bit, and it's match point for the Indians. 14-12 here in set number 3. Racing to 15. Whipple's serve is out. 14-13 on the service there. And Chevy McCoy going back to serve. This will either end it or we'll go extras here. We'll see. McCoy's serve is in. Fessler has trouble. It goes over and out. An ace for Chevy McCoy. Her first service point, her first ace, and we're tied at 14. Going to at least 16 now. Here comes McCoy's next serve, right at Fessler again. She struggles again, but she has something. Chatton on the attack, and it's going to be a kill for Jasmine Chatton, her 4th, a side out, and it's another match point for the Indians. This time it'll come from the server, Josie Fessler. Fessler is going to be the server now as she's got a chance to serve up match point. Oitker, Skirvin. McQuay tips it across. It's blocked by O'Dear, bumped across by Harris. Middle it comes to O'Dear, and she mishits it. Trying to get a little too fancy maybe, and she tried to throw it down, and instead she threw it on her side of the net. Callgrove coming back to serve with their team tied at 15. Carly Callgrove's serve, jump serve goes right at Whipple. Bingaman sets to O'Dear. O'Dear tips it across. Skirvin is there. Here comes Callgrove. She pushes it deep right corner. Fessler gets to it. Great pass to Bingaman. That was Stanford. Now Callgrove comes to it. Nope, it's going to be an overpass, and it's going to right to O'Dear, and O'Dear is going to get the kill That's the 4th kill for O'Dear and another match point for Payson. This is their 3rd match point. And going back to serve this time is Bingaman. 16-15. Oitker. Callgrove. McQuay on the attack. Pushes it across. And they call McQuay for a double hit, and that'll end it. 17-15. The point for Bingaman, her 6th. That's how this one ends, 17-15. So it's a 20-25, 25-12, 17-15 win for Payson over Western. Western was led by 13 service points off the hand of Emma Oitker. She had 1 kill as well. Candace Skirvin had 3 service points. Brindley McQuay had 7 service points, including 4 aces and a kill. Chevy McCoy had a service point that was an ace, 4 kills and a huge block. Rachel McMullen had 4 service points and an ace. Carly Callgrove had 3 kills. Riley Harris had 1 service point, 1 kill, and 1 block. For Payson in the victory, they were led by Maggie Stanford, 12 service points, including 4 aces, 5 kills, and 1 block. Jessica Whipple had 6 service points, including 1 ace and 6 kills. Jasmine Chatton had 10 service points, 3 aces included in that, and she also added 4 kills. 3 kills for Aaliyah Williams, 1 point and 1 ace for Josie Fessler. Maddie O'Dear had 4 service points, including an ace, and then added 4 kills. Hannah Bingaman had 6 service points that included 2 aces, and she added 3 kills in the win. That'll do it for our first matchup. Game number 2 is coming up shortly. It's going to be Beardstown and Unity. Check us in our next game stream here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again in just a few minutes.